A prenup is a legal agreement that a couple will sign into before getting married to protect their assets. And since about half of marriages end in divorce these days, it makes sense that celebrities would want to protect their fortunes in the event of a divorce. Let's get into the top 10 celebrities that were forced to sign prenups. In at number 10, Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo. Based on this horrendous prenup, thankfully this couple never actually got married, but the prenup was leaked to the press and the contents are insanely shocking. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo requested to add a lifestyle clause into the prenup that would prevent Simpson from ever weighing above 135 pounds, which is not only toxic AF, it's also a pretty impossible thing to commit to. And I guess it showed that Romo only really cared about her looks. Even worse, if she did go above this weight at any time, she would have to pay Romo $500,000 for every pound above 135 pounds that she gained. I can't even believe it's legal to include such a clause in a prenup, but hopefully after seeing this, she knew she needed to leave. In at number 9, Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux. Everyone hoped that Aniston would finally find love in Justin Theroux after her disastrous marriage then divorce to Brad Pitt, but unfortunately that was not the case, and this couple did eventually divorce. Since Jen Aniston has a massive fortune, mainly from her Friends days, she got an ironclad prenup to protect her assets. But it's been reported that Theroux was not happy with this prenup and pushed hard not to sign one. But since Jen's net worth is roughly $200 million versus his just $20 million, she clearly needed the protection. In the end, it was reported that Theroux took $0 of Jen's fortune. Sources say that the prenup negotiations were far from friendly, quote, because Justin hated that he was marrying someone that had a massive fortune that had to be protected. With values like that, I'm surprised that Jen even decided to marry him in general. And at number 8, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Thankfully, this messy couple got a prenup or their divorce would have been even more contentious. However, even with the prenup, the exes fought hard over custody of their kids. This couple met in 2004 during filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith while Pitt was married to Jen Aniston. At this point, it's almost a fact that they cheated while Brad was still with Jen Aniston, but the couple has only ever said they started dating in 2005 after Jennifer Aniston filed for divorce. This couple went nearly 10 years before tying the knot in 2014, and part of the union was an insane prenup, as both actors have massive fortunes. In the end, the pair split their post-marriage earnings 50-50, so it's hard to say who the real winner or loser was, but since Brad worked more over that time, I would assume that he had a much larger net worth. In the prenup, it was stated that Angelina would get custody of all the kids if Brad cheated. However, both Pitt and Jolie were entitled to their fortunes before the marriage. Any money made after the marriage would be split and divided to their children in a trust. So it's nice to see that their kids were their main priority. In at number 7, Britney Spears and Kevin Federline. Spears and Federline first got together in 2004 and decided to get engaged just 3 months later. Thankfully, the rushed marriage did not stop Britney from protecting her fortune, and she demanded that Federline sign a prenup, even though he definitely did not want to. After her engagement, Britney enlisted the help of an expert legal team to draft the prenup to protect all her assets and business ventures. Britney's prenup was so extensive, it's a whopping 60 pages long. Britney does have countless businesses and ventures, so it makes sense that they had to include every one. Since Britney and K-Fed wanted the paparazzi off their back, they decided to rush the wedding so they would live in peace. The couple married in a relatively modest ceremony at a friend's house outside of LA on September 18th of 2004. But after Britney learned that Federline did not sign this prenup, she decided the union would be ceremonial and made sure it was not legal on paper. However, she made it look like the real deal to the press. A few weeks later, the couple was legally wed in a secret ceremony on October 6th, only after K-Fed had finally signed this prenup. In the prenup, it awarded K-Fed a certain amount of money for every year that they stayed married. In the end, the prenup entitled Federline to only $300,000 payout for the divorce, which is a small amount from someone as rich as Spears. In at number 6, Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom. Khloe and Lamar had the most insane wedding. At the time, tons of people even thought it was just a PR stunt for their show. The couple met at a party in 2009 and were basically inseparable since meeting. Sources told People at the time, quote, "They're very, very happy. They're literally inseparable. Khloe thinks he's amazing and he makes her laugh and smile constantly." Only less than a month after meeting, the pair decided to get married, with the ceremony being in that month so they could get married before Lamar's basketball season. A month later and 9 days after getting engaged, Khloe and Lamar got married in Los Angeles. And since we know that Kris Jenner would never let Khloe's fortune get stolen, Khloe and Lamar signed an extensive prenup. Khloe told E! News in 2011, quote, "Everybody needs a prenup. I mean, I don't care if you make $5 or $5 million. In this day and age, people are crazy. You never know. And when you have business together like we do, you have to protect yourself. It doesn't mean you don't love them." We don't know any of the details, but it doesn't seem like she gave Lamar any of her fortune. Halfway at number 5, Beyonce and Jay-Z. This power couple first started dating when Beyonce was 19 years old and stayed together ever since. After dating for 8 years, they got married, married and now have a family with 3 kids. Both of these moguls had a ton of power and money before getting married, so it makes sense they would both want prenups to protect their fortunes. According to Business Insider, the couple reportedly signed a prenup that gives Beyonce $5 million for each child that they have together. That means she would receive $15 million for the 3 children they currently have. In the prenup, it also stated that Beyonce would get $10 million if the marriage ended before 2 years, and $1 million each year that they remained married, up to 15 years. Thankfully, this power couple seems committed to one another for life, so we won't be finding out more about their prenup. And at number 4, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. This legendary couple of course has a prenup, but the contents of the prenup are some of the most shocking I have ever seen. Since Urban has struggled with addiction to substances like alcohol in the past, the prenup stated that Urban would receive $600,000 a year for every year they are together, but only if Urban refrained from using any illicit substances. Clearly, this did not always work out though. After the pair got married in June of 2006, Urban checked into rehab only months later. Urban told People magazine in 2007, quote, "Definitely we both met each other at exactly the right time. She said early on that she wanted to be brave with me. I feel there was something else to work, bringing us together, and then just continuing to watch over us." The couple are worth an estimated $205 million and seem to be incredibly happy together. And at number 3, Hugh Hefner and Crystal Harris. Hugh Hefner got married for the 3rd and last time in 2012 to Crystal Harris. The late Playboy mogul was 60 years older than Crystal, who was even younger than his kids with his first wife. And since Hefner created so many iconic brands during his life, he forced Crystal to sign an insane prenup to protect his assets. This prenup would not let her get a hold of any of his fortune or ownership of the Playboy mansion. Additionally, the prenup stated that upon divorce or Hefner's death, Harris could not continue to live in the mansion, which is pretty insane. After Hef passed away, she moved out of the mansion as stated in this prenup, and even though she didn't get any money, sources did say she was taken care of by the family. And at number 2, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the richest people in the world, so of course he made his wife Priscilla Chan sign a prenup before their marriage. Mark and Priscilla got married in 2012, and the most interesting part of the agreement is the lifestyle clauses that Priscilla put in the extensive document. Under the conditions of the prenup, Zuckerberg is obligated to take his wife out on a date every single week. Chan is also promised 100 minutes of alone time every week outside of the office or home. Since Mark is such a busy man, helming one of the biggest social media companies on earth, it makes sense that she wanted to ensure her husband would always make time for her. As of now, the couple seem very happy, so clearly something about it is working. And finally, number 1, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. This couple has been married for what feels like forever, so I'm sure their prenup will not be getting put to use. However, this legendary power couple did sign a prenup before getting married to protect their assets. Their prenup is another that includes a lifestyle clause. It's been reported that Douglas will have to pay Zeta-Jones if he is ever caught cheating. Additionally, Zeta-Jones earns $2.8 million annually every year that the marriage remains intact. When asked about the prenup in Vanity Fair, Zeta-Jones stated, quote, "I think prenups are brilliant. I get taken care of very well." So that's all for the list. Let me know your thoughts below, but before I go, I'm going to shout out some comments from celebrities who tried to warn us about Jada Pinkett Smith. Mirren said, "Oh wow, Jada literally pulled a Ross from Friends on Will. We were on a break." The weird thing is though, I thought they were in an open marriage. I don't really understand how there was even cheating, but he was clearly very hurt. Then Christine said, "So she gets into confrontation with Will's admirers, but he gave you in August his blessing. Will is being played like a damn fiddle." Preach. Really could not agree more. Then Raymond said, "He might be trying to hold on to her by letting her do whatever she wants because he looks gutted." I agree with that. He's doing the most to keep this relationship intact. I'm not really sure why. I feel like he's a lot more of a catch than Jada in my opinion. I don't know, but maybe not now, but I mean before the slap thing. So it seems very strange that he's like trying to so tightly hold on to her, but maybe they'll get divorced soon. I mean, I don't want to say that, but clearly there's a lot of cracks in that marriage. Alright guys, that is all for the video today. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and we'll catch you in the next one.